Good morning, everyone. We're so excited to have you here for our webinar, Winning with Private Label, How to Position and Grow Your Spa Brand. Today, we're joined by Catherine Ledesma, the founder of Atelier Sky, brand beauty strategist and consulting partner to Global Beauty. In this session, Catherine will share a practical framework to help you build, position, and grow a private label brand that creates lasting client loyalty, stronger retail performance, and long-term business growth. Thank you for being here. And with that, I'll turn it over to you, Catherine.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. My name is Catherine Ledesma, as Ariana just shared, beauty brand strategist and consulting partner to Global Beauty, and I am excited to present Winning with Private Label, How to Position and Grow Your Spa Brand. One of the reasons Global Beauty and I partnered on this training is that we both see the same challenge repeatedly. Launching private label products is one thing, but building a private label brand that consistently generates retail revenue is something entirely different. What we've experienced time and time again is that many private label products are launched with great intentions, but without a clear commercialization strategy, they often struggle to become a meaningful part of the business. Today, we're going to focus on the commercialization side of growth. I'll walk through a framework for strengthening retail performance, identifying growth opportunities, and building a more scalable private label business. At the end, I'll also share several next step resources and support options available depending on your goals and stage of growth. Let's jump right in, shall we? Many private label brands begin with excitement. The products arrive, the packaging is complete, the retail display is set up, but after launch, many founders find themselves asking, why aren't sales growing the way I expected? The reality is that products don't become successful simply because they exist. They need visibility, they need adoption, and they need a reason for practitioners and clients to choose them. That's what we're going to explore today. Let me briefly share a little bit about my background and who I typically work with. I've spent 18 years in prestige beauty marketing, working with global conglomerates, including Shiseido and L'Oreal, where I spent 10 years working with skincare spa brands, Steglior and Carita, as well as working with indie beauty brands at various stages of growth. Today, under my boutique consultancy, Atelier Sky, I work with spas, med spas, private label founders, and indie beauty brands seeking to strengthen retail performance, improve sell-through, and build a more scalable beauty business. While today's training is focused on private label, the commercialization principles are tried and true and apply across beauty brands more broadly. If you're looking to improve product adoption, increase retail sales, strengthen repeat purchase behavior, or identify your biggest opportunity for growth, then you're exactly who this training has been created for. In this training, I'll share the full lifecycle framework designed to be built over time based on your stage of growth. Before we get into the framework itself, it's important to know a couple of things. Number one, every business is at a different stage of growth. Some of you may be new at launching a private label line. Some of you may already have products on shelves, but may be looking to improve retail performance overall. Others may be focused on increasing adoption, sell-through, or repeat purchase behavior. No matter your stage, the overarching goal remains the same. Increase your earning potential by building a private label brand that consistently drives retail revenue. It's also important to underscore that the framework itself isn't designed to have you work on everything at once. Instead, it's designed to help you identify where you are today, what deserves attention next, and where your biggest opportunity for growth exists. As we move through today's training, I encourage you to think about which areas feel strong in your business and which areas may be limiting growth. With that in mind, let's start by looking at one of the biggest challenges private label brands face. Let's start with reality. Your private label brand is not competing in a vacuum. It's competing against established brands your clients already know and trust. It's competing against tried and true products practitioners have worked with or have used for years and feel completely comfortable recommending. And it's also competing for attention inside an already busy business where services naturally receive the majority of the focus. Understanding that context and that nuance is important because it changes how we approach growth. The good news is that given the nature of your services business, you already have a captive audience and with clients that are already investing in skincare. The demand already exists. The opportunity isn't convincing clients to purchase skincare. Instead, it's creating a compelling reason for them to purchase your brand versus others. That's where commercialization becomes important. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts I hope you take from this training. Private label should not be treated solely as an additional product line, something that's sitting on a shelf. Instead, it's not separated from your business portfolio. Private label should be treated as a revenue-driving business asset, a business unit within your portfolio alongside your services business. Once we make that shift mentally, the conversation changes. We're no longer simply asking how to sell more products. Instead, we're asking how to build a system that consistently drives retail revenue with the same focus and intention you bring to your services. And that system includes stages of growth. Let's take a closer look. So if the challenge is standing out in an increasingly competitive market, what does a solution actually look like? The answer is the private label lifecycle framework. This framework guides your business through the 5 stages of commercialization that create sustainable retail growth. Those stages include positioning and brand USP or unique selling proposition, activation, adoption, sell-through, and retention and growth. These stages are sequential, each one building on the one before it. When one stage is overlooked, growth becomes much harder to sustain. When these stages work together, they create a stronger foundation for retail performance, client loyalty, and long-term business growth. Now that we've looked at the lifecycle framework, let's look at what powers each stage. Each stage is supported by a commercialization lever. Think of these as the activities that move your business forward. Brand clarity strengthens your positioning. Visibility creates awareness and interest, which supports activation. Product adoption builds confidence and consistent product usage. Conversion turns recommendations into retail sales and strengthens sell-through. And repeat purchase builds client loyalty and supports long-term retention and growth. These levers don't operate independently. They work synergistically to strengthen every stage of the commercialization journey. When they're aligned, retail growth becomes much more predictable and scalable. Let's take a closer look at each stage of the framework. Number 1, positioning and brand USP. Everything begins with positioning. Before visibility, before adoption, even before retail growth, your brand needs a clear role in the market and a clearly defined problem it's there to solve. Without that foundation, everything else becomes more difficult. Some key questions to consider as you're thinking about this include, why does this brand exist inside the spa or practice? What does it own that other brands do not? And what is the unique selling proposition or result it delivers? These are the foundational questions that shape how a brand is perceived, recommended, and ultimately chosen. Once positioning is defined and it's clear, people need a reason to see the brand, if you will. Activation is all about visibility. It's about presence and awareness. Clients cannot purchase products they don't notice or know about. And practitioners cannot easily recommend products that aren't being consistently supported with things like dedicated shelf space, visual merchandising, and brand assets, hero product spotlighting, internal cues such as activities, if you will, that support recommendations, external cues that build client awareness and trust, or launch moments that introduce a brand with intention. Visibility alone doesn't create sales. People create sales. That's why adoption is so important. And it starts with the biggest advocates and influencers you have within your own spa, your estheticians. If they don't believe in your products, clients usually won't either. They are the trusted voice behind every recommendation they make, and they are also the face of your brand inside the treatment room. That trust becomes one of the strongest drivers of retail sales, and their confidence in your products is critical to the success of your retail business. This stage focuses on building esthetician confidence and creating the systems within your spa that support consistent recommendation and client adoption. All of these points here support these ideas. Many businesses think sell-through happens at the checkout counter. In reality, it happens much earlier. A client moves through a series of experiences before making a purchase. The journey typically looks like this. They discover your business, they book an appointment, they experience your treatment, then they try your recommendations or your esthetician's recommendations, then they purchase, And ideally, they come back again and continue repurchasing. Getting crystal clear about this journey helps you identify where momentum is being created and also where it may be breaking down. Once we understand the client journey, the next question becomes, what actually improves sell-through? There are four key drivers. Number one, simplify the offer so clients can make confident purchasing decisions. Number two, create opportunities for trial through treatment, testers, samples, deluxe sizes, add-ons, or regimen recommendations. Number three, strengthen retail conversion by making product recommendations part of the client's experience. Empower everyone in your practice to confidently and knowledgeably make recommendations. This is critical. Number four, align every touch point so that your messaging feels consistent, whether a client interacts with you in the treatment room, online, through email, or on social media. None of these drivers work in isolation. Together, they create a stronger retail system that supports consistent sell-through over time. Retention and growth. Many businesses focus heavily on getting the first purchase, but long-term growth usually comes after the first purchase. The first purchase creates revenue. The second purchase creates momentum. This stage focuses on turning buyers into repeat buyers. Now that we've walked through the lifecycle framework and the commercialization levers that power it, the next question becomes, where should you, within your stage of the business and your level of the business, where should you focus next or first? That's why I created the Private Label Growth Scorecard, a self-assessment resource to help you identify where the biggest opportunity exists for your business. It's a free tool, and you may access it through my website, ateliersky.com/private label. It'll be shared in the comments as well. Through the scorecard, different businesses will uncover different opportunities. Some of you may engage in the assessment. Some of you may discover a positioning opportunity. Others may uncover adoption challenges, while still others may find visibility, sell-through, or retention gaps. The goal is clarity and prioritization. This is what the scorecard will help you uncover. In terms of the next step, once you've completed the scorecard, the next thing I would recommend is to book a complimentary strategy review with me. During our 15-minute conversation, we'll review your scorecard findings, identify your biggest commercialization opportunity, and I'll also provide a recommendation based on what I believe is the highest impact next step for your business. During the call, if additional support would be valuable for you, we can also discuss potential next steps for working together. You can book your complimentary strategy review also through my website. Beyond what I shared today, if you are seeking deeper support, I offer 3 additional ways we can work together because not every business needs the same level of support. Number 1 is through my Private Label Growth Toolkit, a self-guided program filled with practical lessons, templates, worksheets, and commercialization resources to help you implement the lifecycle framework in your spa or your med spa or your dermatology office. Number 2 is through a focused 1-hour strategy consultation to work through a very specific commercialization challenge. And then number 3 is through a 90-day commercialization roadmap for founders seeking a more customized strategic engagement tailored to their business. Whether you choose to work through the toolkit or on your own or schedule a complimentary strategy review, you can learn about each option through my website. In closing, I'll leave you with this. Private label doesn't grow because you've launched exciting products that are now available through your spa. Instead, private label grows when it's intentionally positioned, activated, adopted, and supported throughout the client journey. The businesses that consistently grow retail revenue aren't just doing one thing exceptionally well. They're building integrated systems that support growth at every stage of the client journey.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you all for coming. And also thank you, Catherine, for hosting this webinar. This was really great for anyone that is doing private label, wants to start private label. You were such a great resource for them.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ariana, and thank you to the Global Beauty team.